So today, let's see how we can finish this exhaust. Right, this is the first attempt I kind of practiced on, and I made a couple of mistakes here with my prep work, which wasn't perfect, so the pieces aren't lining up exactly, and the material was actually too thin, and that actually had two problems. One was that the material was too thin for an exhaust application, and the second was that I had to fight the material because it was so thin, and I don't have the right practice to really run the wells at that kind of thickness. So I made a couple of adjustments. I picked a thicker material, a 1.5 millimeter ball thickness, still on 304 stainless steel, and I spent a lot more time on the prep work. So I made sure that the surfaces are perfectly level so that each pie cut aligns with each other perfectly. So with those two adjustments, I could get this result to go from here to here. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is actually building a small internal baffle. So the way I'm going to do it is I have this straight section of the exhaust that I think I can use a smaller diameter tube inside of it with baffles cut into the smaller section, and use that section, the straight section, as kind of an internal baffle for the full system. So from the outside it will continue to be the pie cuts and the 2-inch diameter piping right from the header to the tailpipe, but internally this specific straight section will have a baffle. So what I used is, again, inside I use a 304 stainless steel pipe with a smaller diameter. In this case I think I got 1-inch diameter tubing, and ideally if you have a set of hole saws, you can cut out kind of a donut shaped piece out of stainless with the outside diameter of that piece matching the inside diameter of the outer tube, and the inside part of that donut matching the outside diameter of the internal tube. Since I don't have that, I'm kind of using another 2-inch piece of tubing, and I'm cutting slots into it so that I can cinch one end of it down and kind of make a cone out of it. Now I know this looks really unfinished and really ugly, but I'm not too worried about it because all of this will be hidden inside the tube. I just want a way to suspend this inner tube inside this tube without it touching in one place. So that's what I'm kind of trying to achieve here. So I'll just show you how I did this piece. I have to make another piece for the other end. So let's go ahead and try that. Yeah. Now that I have the slots cut and quite a bit of the shortened section touching my inner tube, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack it as much as possible onto the inner tube so that it doesn't move. Right, so I'm not basically looking for perfect welds here. I'm just setting up a very rudimentary method to kind of stick this part together. It's not going to move, it's not going to be stressed, it's just going to go through heat cycles. I just want it stuck together, so that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so for full disclosure, you can see that these wells are absolutely not pretty, but the amount of prep work that is needed to properly seal these sections and make complete contact and have perfect wells is a lot. And for me personally, I don't really see the value of it because it's going to be anyway hidden inside of this uh, outer tube. So I'm spending time on the outside to make sure that it's as pretty as possible, but internally I just want it to be more functional than more visual. uh, just a way to kind of hold this together inside the tube, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut little baffle sections here, and I'm going to fold them inside. So the sound waves will come in and bounce off those kind of baffles, and it will go into the section that is in between these two tubes, and the baffles will help push more sound into the in between the walls. And I will be packing it with some kind of sound deadening material, and that will help reduce the noise levels fairly significantly. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is basically what I did. I cut these baffles in kind of an alternating order. So when you look through, you can see that the flaps have kind of overlapped against each other a little bit. So that kind of creates a little bit of a dampening effect for the exhaust gases. So I whipped this up in like 5-10 minutes. I didn't spend a lot of time making it look pretty. Obviously, if you spend a little bit more time, and if you think that this is something you want to do perfectly, if you spend a little bit more time with the mounting mechanism and all of that, you can get a much more cleaner result. So what actually is going to happen now is the inner tube that I just made is going to go inside the outer tube. Before I do that, I'm going to wrap this section out using glass wool. What that does is all of the exhaust gases that get bounced off through the center tube out onto the kind of chamber, it's the glass wool is going to act like a sound deadening material. So before I slide this in the outer tube, I'm going to wrap it up with glass wool and kind of secure it using either cable ties or steel wire or something, and I'm going to pack this in. So once I have this all packed up, I'm going to pack a couple of spots, so kind of to avoid it from moving around inside the tube. So let's do that now.